of the week, and Sonia Edwards in the studio with us. Sonia, what do you have for us this week?
Good morning. How are y'all today?
I got a question.
Okay, you got a question. Okay.
Last night, you and I went to
Yes.
see the movie.
We did.
Oh, what'd y'all go see?
Went saw the Avengers.
It was
the Avengers.
crazy.
Was it good?
It was good, but it was all over the place.
Sad.
Crazy. But it was good.
Okay.
Sad. Very sad.
Some major characters
Yes,
didn't make it.
Didn't make it.
Are they going to do like Spock and transfer
hope so.
the brain
When
into
it-
another body?
When it was over, I told my friend, #sequel.
They better bring them back. But we were going home last night. We pulled up in our driveway, and in our driveway, lo and behold, was a couple of big old deer standing out there. And I just want to say this for the record, that whenever you're traveling and animals jump out in front of you and there's nothing you can do about it, what do you do in cases like this? I mean, is there a special kind of an insurance that covers wildlife? I mean, if you're on an African safari and you call home and say, I got hit by an elephant, I mean, what's up with that?
But, I'm going to say one thing, Rick. It's really expensive to take your car over from here to the African
Just
safari.
take the bridge.
Well, okay, so to get the Africa thing out of the way, all auto policies have a territory, and Africa is not in it.
Okay,
so
just checking.
yeah, okay, but
It's like my airplane. I can't take the airplane to Mexico.
right, yeah. So
No, they won't insure it.
They'll shoot you down on the way over.
but so we got that part out of the way. But here's the thing. I looked this up because I thought it was interesting. I know that we get claims all the time about this, and we joke, it's not really funny, but we joke that, people sit in deer stands for hours and can't do anything, and then you're just minding your own business and hit a deer, and so, but apparently, I looked this up on the Department of Motor Vehicles, and I'll put this link on social media later today, that a collision from an auto to some form of wildlife occurs every 39 minutes. So,
Imagine
I know, it's crazy. And 89% of wildlife collisions occur on roads with 2 lanes, and 84% of all wildlife collisions occur in good weather or dry roads. So it's definitely something that's very common. And as far as insurance goes, if you are driving your car and you hit an animal, or if an animal does something to your car, any of that, if you have a coverage on your policy called other than collision, which it used to be called comprehensive, but it's now the term is other than collision, that's where that coverage would come from to fix your car. But the thing that is, a car can be replaced, but the thing that is the scariest is how you can get hurt very seriously.
There's nothing like some deer horns going right through.
Right,
Very
yes.
seriously.
Or a hog
A
comes
hog,
in the
yeah.
windshield.
Yeah.
And so I know that you're going to laugh when I say this because you're like, who are you and what have you done with my wife? But slow down, especially at night. I know, but because
Come from.
Yeah, what's that about? She hasn't been with us in forever.
I know.
What's that?
no, but he knows me and I don't do that. But especially, and I don't know why, but most of these collisions happen right at dusk and right at dawn. So if you can't see, or if that kind of thing, slow down so that if one does jump out in front of you, you can do something beforehand. And then there's the old, do you swerve, do you not swerve? My dad taught me you never swerve.
No, that's exactly right.
And I know people that have been killed because a dog ran out in front of their car and they swerved into the bar ditch and died. And nobody wants to kill the animal, but you have to think. So, and experts, I looked it up again, and I'll share the link that experts advise to not swerve. Obviously, if you can slow down, that's best.
Yeah, but
If you
I'm going to brake, but I'm not going to stand on the brakes and start
Right.
into a skid.
No.
I'm sorry, but the animals, excuse the term, fair game.
Well,
Yes.
sure, yeah, and that's the thing. So the tip is, especially at night or right at dusk or right at dawn, if you're in an area, although we saw a deer had ran out in the city the other day, so it's not always in the country. But now that was Monica and I that saw that. That was in San Antonio anyway. But it was right there on the highway in San Antonio, in the city. A deer had ran out and got hit. So anyway, so
San Antonio's growing really fast.
It
They
is.
don't have any place to go.
It is, but anyway, yeah. So that's the answer to the question. That's where the insurance coverage would come from. Even we have friends, and it's happened to us too, where the squirrels get in and chew up your stuff in your car, and
Really?
that's
Is that insured?
It's if you have other than collision, it is covered. Yes. Now,
Wow.
now if it happens at your house, it's a whole different story. But on your auto policy, there's very few exclusions on that other than collision coverage. So.
Wow, so Texas Wildlife is covered under insurance if you have the right insurance policy.
Yeah, exactly. But always remember, it's easier to replace a car, but you don't want to get hurt and you don't want to hurt someone else. So don't swerve into, oncoming traffic, and just try to slow down, especially if you're in an area where, there's wildlife.
So watch the hogs and the deer.
Yes. And
Okay.
then there's also tips on what happens if you see a moose, but I didn't think we probably needed to
No.
talk
Nah,
about
we
that.
don't moose.
There's no mooses around
No,
here.
no mooses. So if you have any questions about this or anything else, just give us a call, 940-549-2525. Come see us, second floor Sierra Bank Building, or visit us online at www.bryanins.com.
You brought up an interesting subject, moose. Are they, when they're plural, mooses or meese?
I think it's mooses,
Mooses?
but I'm not swearing to
I
it.
think it's just moose.
But there was an Edwin Meese, remember him in the
Yeah.
Reagan administration?
But he
Meese?
wasn't a moose. He was a-
I think it's just, I mean, I'm not an English
No,
scholar.
that's obvious.
By any stretch
I
of the
think you're right.
I think it's just moose.
The plural is moose.
It's moose. There are moose.
So if
out
it's
there.
possessive, then it would be the moose's
Mooses.
house. Or,
Yeah, it's their house.
The moose's baby. The moose's baby moose.
That's where moose live.